Hello everyone. Hi. Somebody asked me a week ago, Michelle, why haven't you posted anything in a while? I was like, I don't know. I've just been chilling and, doing my thing. Kind of like relaxing and letting myself have peace and just be still. I think a lot of us need to just be still sometimes because we're so busy taking care of everybody. We're so busy taking care of our jobs and worrying about stuff. It's just nice to be still sometimes, and I guess that's what I was doing. And plus, I was sick for about a month. Woo, child. I was sick a month in between when I had to deliver my first sermon. I had a cold that just wouldn't go nowhere. And it was getting really bad. But eventually I went to the doctor and everything's okay. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about something that I experienced this morning on the way to work. It's always on the way to work. I think I experience and hear more from God in my quiet time on my way to work because I'm by myself. And ain't nobody else in here to bother me. Except for when people call me, which is fine too. But I was in the car, just turning my channel to a God connection. And I was just sitting and I was just worshiping and I was just singing. And I realized that when you have no expectations of God, you minimize God's capability in your moment because you don't give him any room when you don't expect anything from him. When we walk around and we try to figure things out on our own, which is our greatest opportunity as human beings, when we walk around and we try to relinquish some of the trials on our own, and we try to define what we're going through and what we're experiencing because we need to know, we need to have that closure for ourselves. But that's when you fill your space with you, right? When we walk around and we have no expectation for God to deliver us, to help us, that God is the last resort. We'll call everyone else. We'll call our mama, we'll call grandma, we'll call daddy, we'll call our brother and our sister, but we will not call on God. I have gone through a few things in my life. And the more I begin to meditate and pray about those things, the more God said, Michelle, I got you. And, I find myself always in a posture where I want to make God happy with what I do. And some people say, well, Michelle, he's already happy with what you do. I get that. But I still want to do my best. Right? That's just me as a person. If I'm at work, even if I'm getting good reviews from my boss, I still want to do my best. I still want to put forth the best that I have every time because I value how other people feel about me, the people that I care about. I value that. I think about it. I honor it. I put it in front of me a lot. So while I was going through, I said, let me figure out how I can make God even more proud of my disposition while I'm going through, right? And so I started to sing. When I would feel overwhelmed, when I would feel sad, when I would feel like I was drowning in the situation, I started to rehearse my victory dance, my victory experience. I started to see in my mind where I believed God wanted me to go and where God would put me. Let me tell you on today that God exceeded my expectations. Do you hear me? He always has exceeded my expectation. The reason why we don't call on God in the midst of our uncomfortable situations in life is because we don't remember that God has already performed miracles in our lives. God has already brought us through things that we didn't know how we were going to get out of. God has already uncovered things that we didn't even think would ever be exposed. And that's why when we worship and when we praise, the spirit of gratitude will regurgitate those things. The spirit of thanksgiving will remind you of what God has done. I think that's why David said, enter his gates with thanksgiving and enter his courts with praise. Because when we have those things that are right before what we have to go to God for, it overwhelms us. It overtakes us. It gives us a sense of clarity. Like, wait a minute, I don't even understand why I'm worried in the first place, because God did something for me before and I know he'll do it again. Let me tell you, I started to become peace in my turmoil. I started to become worship in my sleep when I couldn't close my eyes and I couldn't get that thing off my mind. I started to worship. And I'm not talking about a worship because I wanted something, a worship because I remembered what God did for me. We have so much power in our past. We have so much deliverance in the memory of what God has done for us previously. We have to remember where God has brought us from in this present moment of trial and tribulation to be able to grab hold of faith that we can't find. That's why in Philippians 4:6 it says, be anxious for nothing, but with prayer and supplication make every request be made known unto God. God already knows what you need. Rest. God already knows what you desire. Go to bed. God already knows that you need help. So go to sleep and have peace. Find peace. Find something on TV that's gonna make you laugh. Talk to somebody that you know is your good Judy, and he gonna have your stomach hurting so hard because you're laughing. You've got to do the work. Faith without works. This is the work part of faith. You've got to put yourself in a developmental position, even when you don't have the faith, to develop faith. And you know what? Over and over and over again in my life, I found that in every situation, I've needed more faith than I did the last time. Because even though God brought me out of where he brought me from, I still needed more faith in my present situation. Faith is something that grows. Faith is something that continues to inspire others through our actions while we go through. That's what we got to think about. Am I going to please God this time when I go through my trial and tribulation, or am I going to sit here and cry? Am I going to sit here and moan and groan and complain? But can the light of God show through me at all times? Can the love of God come through me at all times? Can I forgive folk even if they're trying to spit in my face right now? That is true holiness. I don't care what nobody say. It ain't about you wearing no skirt down to the bottom of your kneecaps. It ain't about you covering up your arms. It ain't about you putting on a prayer cloth to in nobody church to pray. Foolishness. Holiness is about your disposition at all times. How am I going to be separate from everyone else? Oh, Michelle got a lot going on, but she still got joy. Michelle got a lot going on, but it looked like she's still happy. Michelle ain't got nothing in the bank right now, but she still got clothes on her back and food on the table. Because why? Because God will always make a way. Always. It will never fail. As long as you have breath in your body, God's word will never fail. And his word is love. God will provide everything that you need. God will provide everything that you desire. But you've got to watch your disposition through the trials. You've got to watch your behavior. You've got to watch your attitude, because that is holiness. presenting yourself a living sacrifice, a living, going through, alive while you're breathing. It doesn't mean that the environment is always going to be conducive to what you want it to be for you to be happy. That's foolishness. Holiness is I'm going to be loved through everything. I'm going to be loved through all this hell folk putting me through. It don't matter. I'm going to please God in this moment because God is watching me. And I know that God will give me everything that I need. I promise you, I'm on fire right now because God has proven himself to me over and over again. But this time I decided, I tried it out, y'all. I tried it out. I tried going to sleep in the midst of my problems. And guess what? I slept good. I had to take no pills. I slept good. I had to talk to no therapist. I slept good because I said I know that God is able to keep me from falling and to present me. Yep, he gonna put me in his hands and he gonna say, I'm gonna present you. What an awesome God. What a powerful God. To give us the resource to be able to be calm in the storm. What a magnificent God. To be able to take us while we're in our situation and to wrap us in God's love and in God's promises while we go through hell. That's holiness. I don't know who this is for. I don't know. It was for me. First of all, it was for me. Because I really believe you cannot be anointed for something that you have not walked through. You cannot preach about something. You cannot talk about something that you have not yourself experienced and come out of. You can't tell me how to build a table if you've never done it, or if you just found the directions yourself. Unless you've done it, then shut your mouth. Hear me? But I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. Just throwing it out there. You know, that's me. Y'all know me. I'm outspoken. I don't bite my tongue for nobody. I just try to, season my words with a little grace and love, because that's what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, watch your disposition while you go through. That's holiness. I love you. God bless.